Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a get ready with me. Get ready with me to go to Birdcage tonight. I have new hair, which you may have seen in some of my recent videos. Maybe you haven't. It's dip dyed. One side's pink at the end, one side's blue at the end. My shirt is from the Halsey concert yonks ago, and I'm going to be doing, I don't know, whatever face I feel like doing. It's going to be a night at Birdcage. It's actually mask themed tonight, but I'm not going to be very mask. I don't know, sometimes I am, sometimes I am not, but I don't feel like it today. I'm gonna just do what I feel like. But slay to the people that will be masked tonight. Good for them. I'm going to be mixing two foundations. These are the two that I've been using recently. So this one is the Fit Me from Maybelline. This is the Vitamin C tint. I bought this one in Taiwan and I don't think it's available in Australia. But if you're overseas, it's a nice one. If you want to pick it up when you're in Asia, because I feel like this is like more of an Asian exclusive product. And then I'm also going to be doing one pump of the Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation with the hyaluronic acid SPF 50, 2% niacinamide, that one. I wear the shade, where is it? 103 True Ivory. And so see how this one's a bit darker and this one's a little bit lighter. The combination of those two shades, you can see there's quite a contrast, but if I mix them around, matches my body better. So my face is always a bit paler than my body. That's kind of the way these things go. But yeah, the combination of these two shades has been my recent shade. And I kind of get both foundation benefits because, you know, I get the little bit of extra added coverage from the Rimmel one. I get the glowy kind of everyday wearable aspect out of the vitamin C one from Maybelline. I like both foundations individually as well. Like, it's not like I'm trying to, you know, remove a particular aspect from either, other than the shade, honestly. The Rimmel one is just a little bit dark for my winter skin tone right now. I don't know. It's a bit of a warm undertone. It's like, can pull a little dark on me. And then the vitamin C one, this is a little bit pale for me right now. This actually has been really good for me this winter, and I've enjoyed having a lighter foundation in my collection just to brighten up other foundations I have so that everything matches my skin tone. But this is just a little bit too light for me right now. I did put on some fake tan like maybe a week or two ago now, and so that's like pretty much all faded. I tried to exfoliate it off for the most part, but I do see a little bit of like a remnant remaining from it. But yeah, I'm just tapping that in with this beauty blender. This one's like a little like different inside. I don't know if you could tell in the beginning, but it has a slightly different core. This one is from Colourpop. I'm using this Maybelline Superstay Active Wear 30 Hour Concealer. This is in the shade 15. I really like this one. I'm doing drag, 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 drag. Those are the cat whiskers that I will be drawing today. And I'm just going to, again, blend that out with the same sponge. Just kind of patting over the area instead of like smearing it. That way I can build up a little bit of coverage around the eye area. Taking that also in the areas that need a little bit more brightening. So like the inside of the eye here, I feel like it was a little bit dark for me right now. I want to brighten it up, so I'm going to. Now I know that my hair is like Harley Quinn kind of hair at the moment, but that doesn't necessarily mean I want to do Harley Quinn makeup. I don't know how I feel about Harley Quinn makeup, to be honest. On me right now, I just, like, I could go for it, but I don't think I necessarily feel like doing that. So I only will do what I actually feel like doing. And I'm sure at one point of having like this like Harley Quinn style hair, I'll do a proper Harley Quinn makeup look at one point. But I don't know if that is going to necessarily be tonight. I don't think so anyway. I'm going to do a little bit of a, no, not concealer, what am I trying to say? Bronzer. The shade that I'll be using for bronzer is from Too Faced. I'm going to use the Born This Way foundation. This one is in the shade Honey. And I'm just going to squeeze out a bit and scoop that up with the sponge. I've been using darker foundations recently as bronzer because I get a lot of samples from things just from like, you know, shopping here and there. And I want to use up the samples that are too dark for me and too light for me. So the way that I use samples that are too light for me is I just mix them into my foundation. And the way that I use samples that are too dark for me is I squeeze them out like this and I use them as bronzer. So I know this looks really messy right now, but it will work out in the end. And just know that this is also practical because it adds extra coverage, which is good. So it's a bronzer that doesn't like take away from the coverage and still has that nice cream effect. So I actually really like this as a hack. I find it quite practical, honestly, because I use that product. I really like the Born This Way foundation from Too Faced. It's a foundation that I like genuinely enjoy wearing all over the face, and to just use it as a bronzer is no problem to me. Although I probably wouldn't buy the entire foundation just to get the wrong shade just so that I could use it as a bronzer. It is nice as a bronzer. And I find it blends so easily. It's just such a gorgeous foundation. So easy to work with. I'm a bit rough, but you know, it'll work out in the end. There we go. That's like a bit of bronze, a bit of glow, a bit of coverage. Base on. Okay, so recently I've been using this powder here. This one is from Rimmel. It's, again, one of the ones from the Lasting Finish range. So this one also, like, matches the foundation that I've been wearing. So these two kind of go together. I've just been into using this brush recently. This is from Nude by Nature. It's their, like, mineral powder face brush. Such a classic. And I'm just going to powder the center of the face. This brush is such a popular one, especially like with Australian girls, in my opinion. So many people have this brush. It's just like a cult classic. Everyone had this in their makeup kit, at least when they were in high school. I feel like everyone's first makeup brush set, if you're an Australian girl, most likely it's going to be like a Nude by Nature brush set, unless you guys were kind of bougie and went to Mecca. I feel like the drugstore, or like as we'd call it here, the chemist brand makeup brushes that you'd probably get for Christmas as your first brush set would probably be from Nude by Nature. But this brush is often sold individually, and honestly it's really good. Like, it just works. The brush is nice and short, so it's quite sturdy and you can really get in there. It holds up well over time. This is actually my second one because I think my sister took my first one. Maybe I gifted it to her. It was so long ago, honestly. But yeah, it was probably her first, or one of her first makeup brushes also. Next I'm going to go in with some blush. Going to go in with this one here. This one is the California blush from Benefit. I have been using this for ages, and honestly, it is holding up so long. These kind of baked style blushes last forever. I've been digging in for like so long. More blush always comes out. I always can have enough blush in here to do my face, and yeah, it's just lasted for so long. They literally no longer make this blush. I am interested in the blushes that Benefit now makes. I think the one that's called Butterfly is such a uniquely orange shade, because not a lot of places make such an orange blush so accessibly, at least. And also, I think the one that's like Shelly, that one looks pretty too, but I think Butterfly is the one that interests me the most. The thing I also like about this one, it has like a sweet scent. It's a little bit like rosy, it's a little bit peachy, but not too fruity to the point that I'm like, ooh, that's a bit tart. Like, it's just nice. I really like this blush, and it kind of is a similar shade to NARS Orgasm, where it has that peachy pinky shade with a golden reflect. It's a kind of blush that I like in particular. It's just my genre of blush. Next I want to do a little bit of highlighter, and I actually feel like this highlighter today, which I haven't pulled out in a while, but this was from Becca, which is a brand that actually no longer exists. You can get some of their highlighters still from Smashbox, because Smashbox is owned by the same parent company, and they bought up the formula. So you can get the Becca Smashbox like collab highlighters, but this is a shade called Ocean Glow. As you can see, it's very well loved. There's pretty much just the surfboard left down there, and I'll probably use that all swirled together on the chest later on when I'm about to go out, because I'm going to wear like a little like bralette top, but I'm just wearing my t-shirt right now because it's kind of cool. Cool as in weather. I'm just going to dig in really heavily with this fan brush, and you can tell it's quite a blinding bright highlight. I'm going to over highlight because I love being extremely glowy. I want to be like sweaty looking in like the best way, and just like a glowy, dewy, greasy kind of way. Yeah, I am not shy when it comes to the highlight. I'm not shy when it comes to the cheek products, honestly. They sweat off, and I'm going to be dancing, so I'd like to maximize my glow. Okay, I'm quite happy with the way that that looks. I feel very like fresh. I'm going to do some nose contour. I have been using the NYX high definition blush in the shade Taupe. It's just a cool toned contour shade. You could use any cool toned bronzer. This is just a little blush that I've been using recently. You could even use a cool toned eyeshadow. One that I also would recommend is Omega from MAC. I really like that one. But yeah, I'm just taking an angled brush because my usual angled brush was in the wash. So I've just taken this one up instead. But my usual brush is the Morphe. It's out of the brush now, but it's the Morphe E62. That's my favorite brush for nose contour. Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of eyeshadow. So for eyes today, what am I going to do? I'm going to do a little bit of like a... Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Luxury Palette of Pops for sure. This is like, yeah, this is going to be so luxurious. I'm excited, actually. Let's dig in. I'm going to start off with this shade here. I don't know what it's called. Smoke Ombre. I think that it's just like the positions in the pan. So I'm going to go in with this shade here. This is my first time using this palette, so I'm a little bit nervous. But it's going to be an all shimmer look, which is going to be so luxurious. It's a palette of only pops. So all of these shades you can use as like the pop of color. But I'm going to be using only the pops of color and have a really like dramatic, decadent look. I'm going to blend this all through the eye as though it's a crease shade. This is a really nice warm tone shade. I can see pink and golden reflex through it. It's really, really flattering. And it's easy to apply. Like, it's blendable. I'm finding it quite easy to build up a little bit more pigment where I want it to be a little bit darker. But even if I left it like that, it's a gorgeous eyeshadow. You just can't go wrong with this formula. It doesn't feel dry or like it's pulling on the eye. It blends easily. This is really luxurious. I'm very into this eyeshadow. This is my first time using this palette, as I mentioned, and I am a fan. Also, if you like my mirror, it's new. I got it on AliExpress. Next, I'm going in with the darkest shade from the palette, this dark brown here. And I'm just taking on the same brush. I'm holding the brush quite close to the bristles. That's so that I can get a little bit more intensity. So I'm really packing on the product, and so I'm working my way to the base of the brush like this. If I wanted to fluff it out, I would hold the brush more towards the end of the handle, but I'm close to the ferrule here because I want to build intensity. It also gives me a more precise application, whereas if you apply from out here, it's a bit of a looser, fluffier effect, but I want that intensity right now. I'm trying to build it up for a little bit of smokiness. So I'm just taking that on the outer corner just to add some depth to the look, and then blending it out once I've placed the color in the kind of region that I'd like it to be. Just buffing that out with the same brush. I am going to take a fluffy brush at the end and just like kind of clean things up. There is a little bit of fallout, and instead of cleaning it up, I'm just going to blend it along the lower lash line a little bit. I don't often go for a lower lash line shadow, but I feel like it could be a bit funky today. Okay, next I'm going to go, sorry, I've got a bit of a fluff. Next I'm going to go in with another clean brush. I'm going to take this one here. It's kind of like a more packing style brush. It's flat on one side, flat there, and then longer there. That's what the density looks like. So has a bit of packing ability, and I'm just going to pack this pink shade here onto the center of the lid and towards the front of the eye. This look is going to be shimmery, shimmery, shimmery. Guys, I've had espresso stuck in my head from Sabrina Carpenter, and then just as it hopped out of my head, please stuck in my head. Now, as you can tell, I definitely should not quit my day job. Singing is not my calling, but gosh, that song is so good. I'm now going in with the lightest shade from the palette, this creamy kind of shade. I'm being really rough with this palette, honestly. Like, I'm digging in, and I am like building up these shades. I don't think you need to dig in quite as much as I do, but I just got a warning on my phone that like my space may run out earlier while I was filming. Like, it was like, you have limited storage space on your phone. And I was like, so now I feel like I'm on a time budget when I'm actually not on a time budget to get to the club because I have left myself ample time to get ready. Okay, that is the eye look done. I feel fresh, I feel glowy, I feel like I need to blend a little bit. I'm just going to grab a little bit of a combination of these two shades here and just fluff through the front there, just to create a little bit of warmth and brightness at the front. And then I'm going to tap to these two shades, and I'm just going to fluff over the back here. This is the Pillow Talk Luxury Palette of Pops. And I really do feel luxurious. And I really do see that pinky hue of the Pillow Talk shade, which is so famous from this brand, coming through. And I'm just going to blend, 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 blend. Wow. I feel really pretty in that. I feel nice. I'm going to take the face brush that I used earlier just because there is a little bit of fallout, and that is likely my fault from being so aggressive with the shimmery shadows. I'm just going to whisk that away. It comes off quite easily, to be honest. Like it didn't stick too hard, and I don't mind a little bit of shimmer on the face regardless, but nah, the fallout's pretty much all gone now. That was pretty decent. Okay, next I'm going to go in with some eyeliner. The eyeliner that I'm going to wear today is from Colourpop. This is the Colourpop BFF Liquid Liner. This one is the shade Black. This one is better than the other Colourpop liner because this one is a brush tip, and I like a brush tip more than a felt tip. I just feel like I can get a more precise application. So I'm just drawing on the wings. You know what that formula from Charlotte Tilbury reminds me of? It reminds me so much of the palette that Katie and Desi did with Dose of Colors, the Girls palette. That little quad they did where it was just like a palette full of pops of color. This has like a very comparable formula in my opinion. It's not totally the same because that Dose of Colors palette had some very unique shades that, like, you know, you could use water with and that kind of stuff. But I feel like this is, out of every palette that I've tried, the most comparable. Especially that dark brown shade and that, I don't know, all of them actually. Something about that formula is very, very reminiscent of the other palette that I like. So I'm really happy that I've discovered this Charlotte Tilbury palette, honestly. Should I have talked you through how I do my eyeliner? Maybe. I'm trying to do it so that you can still see what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, I just got myself in the eye there a bit. You can still see what I'm doing over my mirror. So that's one eyeliner done. Just gonna thicken up the front here. There we go. I feel like I like the way that that looks. Now just to replicate it on the other side. Okay, so I first of all draw the line. This is the bottom line of the eyeliner. Think of this as a triangle, and that was the bottom line of the triangle. Now I'm going to draw the top line of the triangle. I don't touch the very flick of the brow just because that's the kind of part of the brow. I don't touch the very flick of the liner because that's the part that I'd like to keep thin. So I go from a certain point along the line and draw inwards. About there. I'll just draw inwards. Okay, so now that I've drawn my top line, I now can color in my triangle. And now I'm going to draw a line along the lash line. So I'm just starting at the front, and that's determining how thick this line's going to be, and then I just connect the two lines. It's better to start thinner and then thicken it up, because that way it doesn't get too thick. I'd rather make it thicker in hindsight than start really thick and go, oh, I wish I'd made it smaller. It's easier to add on than to take away with the black. Okay, so I've just filled in there, and see how there's a little bit of gap there? I want to fill that in because I don't like too much of my waterline out. I feel like it looks a little bit like unfinished or messy. I prefer a very filled in waterline. Now, I'm not sure if I should go for fake lashes or if I should just go for mascara, but I feel like because I am lazy, I'm probably just going to go for mascara. Now, this liner is not perfect. I feel like this one needs to be a little bit thicker at the tip. So I'm just going to fill in the end of this liner. And now I've made it a little bit thicker. Now I'm happy with the way that looks a bit better. I'm going to take a liner brush. This one is just an angled eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to scoop the edge of this one just so that I can clean up the underside a little bit. There's literally nothing on this brush. but just running it on the underside just cleaned it up like a slight amount, and it made me feel better about it. I feel like my eyeliner looks pretty even now, and I'm happy with the way it looks. I'm going to go in now with a little bit of mascara. The mascara that I've been wearing recently is from Too Faced. This is the Damn Girl mascara. I really like this juicy fat wand. I'm just going to run this through my lashes really quickly. I might even do 2 coats. Something about this is very comfortable and plush. It's very plush feeling mascara. I'm not sure if it's because we've got such a big plush wand, but I really enjoy it, honestly. I haven't been wearing a lot of mascara because I had some lash extensions on, and like every time I wear lash extensions, I don't wear mascara, so I took another mascara break. Honestly, my mascaras barely get used. It's probably one of the makeup areas in my life that I use the least, just because I'd rather choose eyeliner over mascara, and if I'm going to get big lashes, I don't naturally have big lashes, so I'd rather go for like lash extensions and just like have them all the time and wake up feeling glamorous, or if it's just for one night, like just stick on some big fake lashes. But today is one of those days that I feel like mascara. Okay, so you can barely tell because I don't have much lash to begin with anyway, but I have applied mascara and I think it looks good. It just kind of like makes it look a little bit more polished and finished to me. Now I'm going to go in with some brows. This is the brow product that I've been using. You've seen me use this heaps of times. This is the Excel brow pencil. I bought this in Japan. It's apparently the most popular brow pencil in Japan, according to some random girls that I asked in Don Quixote. I said, what is the most popular brow pencil here in Japan? And these girls said this one. So I tried to match my blonde hair as best as I could. It's been working out for me since. Yeah, I've used this for like... What I was going to say is I've literally had that brow pencil for over 6 months now, and it's still holding up. I was running out of space on my phone, and I am still running out of space, so I just did my rest of my brows off camera, but I just filled in my brows. I'm using the MCO Beauty dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. This is in the shade Cheeky Chat. Just going to overline my lips slightly. What I do when I overline is I overline to the edge of my lip. So instead of, see how there's like the edge of my lip and where the shade, the color of my lip stops? I go to the, I hope that makes sense, like the edge. I slightly overline my cupid's bow as well for a more curved look. I don't know, I've just been feeling like it looks funky doing that recently. This is also Cheeky Chat from MCO Beauty, another Charlotte Tilbury dupe. And that's the lipstick I'm going to wear today. I feel like it goes with the makeup, very tonal. And then I want to wear the matching lip gloss. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Collagen Lip Bath. I'm just going to apply that to the lips. This one's so cute. Similar shade, obviously. It's all Pillow Talk. But look at the wand. It's a little heart. That is the makeup and hair done. I feel cute. I feel like this is flattering. My hair right now is colorful. Since my hair is colorful right now, I'll probably put it up into 2 high ponies or 2 low ponies so I can have like the split dye, one on each side. But that is my current hair. And yeah, that's all that I'm going to share with you guys for today's video. If you enjoyed getting ready with me for Birdie, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. I know that there's going to be some people with some pretty funky makeup at Birdie, but I'm going out to dinner beforehand, and I don't know, I've just been wanting to try out that palette for a bit, so I'm glad that I end up trying that out, and I feel confident and cute, and that's the main thing. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will see you next time.